What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Conversation Corner. With me today is one of my favorite producers in Christian hip hop right now. He's so good, you honestly might think he came out the womb with a MIDI. He's that good. I'm talking about Mr. ROBO.2K. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you, man?
Man, I'm doing excellent. I'm very excited for this conversation. Uh, he's a gentleman where I didn't even know what he looked like. I just know what his hands look like with the way he touches
Yeah.
that MIDI, with the way
Sure,
he
yeah.
touches it.
The
I'm
pads.
like, that's all I see. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to get to know him, and I'm excited to showcase you to the audience, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that would love to know more about you. So
I
something that we have in common is we both have an affinity for somewhere along the way.
Mhm.
Hint, hint, you have this poster in the it's so fire that you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a
yeah.
poster for it in the corner. So we both have this affinity for this project. And one of the biggest themes of this project is reflection. It's about stopping at that place somewhere along the way and looking back and just seeing where God has taken you.
Yeah.
Mr. Robo 2K, if you're on this journey of life right now, how did you get here? What were the steps to get to this place?
Hmm. Where should I start? Do you want me to start, like, my Christian testimony or music or what?
I really just want the life background. I want, like, how did you even
Cool,
get to like
alright.
this spot? Yeah.
I got you. So, I grew up in a small country town. Uh, I live in the city that was about 45 minutes away from it now. Um, just kinda lived in the country in isolation, not a lot of neighbors or anything. Grew up in a Christian family. I got saved when I was 11 years old, gave my heart to Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really serious about it until high school. I was kind of squandering opportunities with friends and family that probably needed the gospel looking back. But I really got serious about it around the end of high school and into college. And that kind of coincides with the music aspect of my life as well, where I wasn't really into music per se until I was probably in high school. Um, in eighth grade, I was funnily enough, like the first rapper I ever cared about was NF. And
Oh,
I was a
wow.
huge NF head, man. Like which is funny because, like, I haven't even heard his new EP now. I'm not really tight on NF anymore. But, I had, like, his Nathan Firestein stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, his old school stuff. But, anyway, that was where I really started caring about music. And, from there, I was getting into, like, the Reach Records guys and, was getting into Marty because I saw Marty featured on this song called "Grindin" by NF. So,
Mhm.
from there, I was like, "Man, let me check out Social Club Misfits." Listen to that album. Uh so I'm kind of all over the place as far as music goes. I just pick up things here and there, as most people do throughout their lives as kids, finding music, listening to music, finding things that they're interested in. But I have a very diverse background, I guess, in music.
Yeah.
Because throughout high school I kind of fell off of rap about like halfway through. I was listening to like exclusively dubstep and that's where I started
Mm.
producing. I was making electronic music at first. I was really bad at it. So I was trying to make dubstep every day after school on this old crappy HP laptop that I had. Um so through then, I was making these electronic beats like dubstep and house and stuff all throughout high school and then my freshman year of college, which was 3 years ago. I'm a senior now. But my freshman year of college, I don't know how I found it, but I found this producer called, Nujabes, and people who know Nujabes, very low-key, chill instrumentals. He makes a lot of beats for a lot of different people. He kinda has his own entourage of people that he brings in for his projects. But I didn't know this. I just found this one particular song called "Kumomi" by Nujabes. It's off his first album, I believe. And, when I heard that, I feel like I remember where I was, like, I was in the living room, like, on Sunday morning, about to go to church, had these AirPods in. I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is, like, the music I was searching for, like, my whole life," and I was like it really just drew me back into hip hop, and then from there, from Nujabes, got into other guys like, Madlib and Alchemist and people like that, but also got back into the Christian scene as well, and saw that around the same time, Mike LV was coming out with Bodega One.
Oh, heck
and
yeah.
it
Yeah.
kind of was in the same realm as that sound. So from there, I was able to tap back in and get right with, what I missed in Christian rap from, like, the 4 years I just kind of ignored it, and, rap in general. And, that also encouraged me to start picking up producing hip hop. So in 2022, I, had, like, the little money I saved up, and I bought that sampler, which I didn't need, but it was cool, it gets me in the zone, it's awesome. I still have it. Maybe one day I'll, make the money that'll pay it off, but but, but, yeah, from there, I just started collecting records, kind of wanted to do it like the old school purist way, and, it brought me kind of to where I am today. I, am really influenced as of, like, 2 years ago to now, by, funnily enough, what should I call it? Coke rap, I guess,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Freddie
Like the Pusha
Gibbs,
T's of the world.
Griselda, yeah, and Pusha T, and, like, Benny the Butcher, and dudes like that. Like, not necessarily the most wholesome stuff lyrically,
What do
but,
you mean? That
the
stuff is completely wholesome.
yeah, come on, man. But, the instrumentals are just there. To me, like, I don't Pinata by Freddie Gibbs. Those are, like, some of the coolest instrumentals of all time, man, come on. So, like, to me, like, in this space, like, as I'm kind of refining my taste in music and having stronger opinions and stuff, and, like, it's influencing the way I produce, I'm like, this is what I want hip hop to sound like. So I wanna contribute to that. I'm like, if you remember in the early 2020s of Christian hip hop, it was not that this is necessarily a bad thing, it
Yeah.
was very trap dominated, trap oriented. I remember, like, going back to, the first Indie Tribe album they came out with, it was huge, huge, but, I just remember, like, I was rocking with, like, all the songs, like Pop Funko and Holy Smoke and stuff, but that Tribal Council song at the end, man, I was like, "If I could just have an album of this," which we got with the Bodega album, so that's cool now,
Yeah.
but, yeah, I just remember, like, being so inspired by that sound, and I was like, "If there were just more people doing this consistently, I would be so happy." And the more I, like, kinda developed my skills, sampling and producing and stuff, I was like, "I wanna be able to be in a space where I can contribute to this." I don't know how or I don't know how it's gonna happen, in what circumstances it's gonna happen, but I'm just going to keep being a fan and keep making beats and put it into the Instagram Reels void and SoundCloud and whatnot, and I'm just gonna see what happens. I didn't really have a plan. And, from there, like, probably October of 2024, I had found 350 from, Does Anyone Know If You're Going This Way? That album.
Mm.
I'd heard it late because I think it came out earlier that year. But, I heard it. I found it on an Instagram reel that he posted. I went back to my phone. I listened to the whole thing. I went back to his page, and I left, like, a glazed comment. I was like, "Dude, this is exactly what I've been looking for this whole time, blah, blah, blah." And to my surprise, he followed me from the comment. I was like, "What just happened?" I was kinda freaking out. I remember just, like, sitting at my desk being like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then he DM'd me. He was because I had, like, little beat videos. I don't know if they're still there now, but I had, like, little beat videos on my page. I have some still. I don't know if it's the same one, but I had little beat videos, and he was liking them, and he DM'd me. He was like, he said, like, "You have the sauce or something, man. Send me, like, a link or something to a pack you have." And, I told him something stupid. I was procrastinating on a paper while I was listening to this whole album. I was like, "Man, I'll get back to you tomorrow. I have to get on this paper." I was like, I was thinking, like, do I even have enough beats for a pack? I probably had like 10 beats. I was like, no, not really. But I sent him one anyway. It's kind of a crappy pack. But I think like 2 weeks later, no, it was more than 2 weeks later because at this point, it was like I remember the date, it was Black Friday, and I was out with my grandma, I was chilling out with my grandma. We were at Wendy's, you know what I'm saying? We're just eating some
Oh, yeah.
Wendy's,
Some good
and he
nuggets.
texts me, and he's like, "Man," he says to me, he's like, "You got the sauce, man, and, I'd love to work with you on blah, blah, blah." I was like,
Wow.
"Alright, let's do it, like,
Yeah,
let's
heck
lock
yeah.
in." And, from there, I remember like 15 minutes after he sent me that, Marty followed me too. So, that was out of nowhere. I freaked out over there
Wow.
in the Wendy's. Yeah.
And the Wendy's like
I was
going
like
crazy.
I was like, "Grandma, I know you don't know who this is, but it's a big deal." But, from there, 350, he found one of the beats that I had made called God Will. And
Mm,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're somewhere along the way truthers, you know what I'm saying? But
yes.
I had this beat. It's a different beat. The original version, it has my own. It's pretty poorly mixed. I overcompressed the crap out of it. But I made it on the sampler. It has like these big boom bap drums on it. Like it's the same tempo, but it's just like that, you know. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
different beat. He records to that one. Probably a few days later, he sends me it. I'm like, you know, I'm just in awe. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening right now. Like, God has blessed me so much through all this. It's just amazing. And from then on forward, you know, OK Benny, he's like the executive producer of that somewhere along the way. He adds his own drums to it, kind of picks it up a little bit, better mixing. You know, I'm a fan of that. And that's where the song comes from, man. And that's to this day, it's my only production credit right now.
Wow.
It's my only production credit. But you know, God willing, this year, next month, that's gonna change. I've got some very cool stuff coming up. But
Heck yeah.
I hope that wasn't too rambly, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's how I got here.
No, I love it because I wanted to know how you met 350 or how do you even get
Hmm.
introduced to him? But you
On
obviously
Instagram.
explained it there. But you bring up your family. So obviously your grandma's with you there in the Wendy's. But how does
Yeah.
your family feel about like this whole thing? Are they supportive of this thing? Or they just like they don't know about this thing? Or what is the vibe with the family?
They're very supportive. For one thing, they're very supportive because I'm not necessarily so yet, or I don't know if I'm ever going to do this. One of the reasons I think they're supportive, not to like bash all them or anything, is because I'm not trying to immediately turn this into a job. Like I'm in college, I'm planning on teaching. I'm planning on being an English teacher. So that was like my thing the whole time. And I'm like, this could be a hobby that makes a decent side income. And, you know, obviously, like, if I was a parent, I'd love that too. I'd be like, heck yes, son. So that's basically what my dad's saying, my mom's saying. They're like, go for it. Like, we'll support you throughout this thing. They've paid for certain things for me, which is awesome. You know, they're very supportive. They've just been a blessing through all this. I'm still living in their house right now throughout my college years. Like, I'm planning on moving out in like July, but still, like, the fact that I can be here and have my own space in my room with this desk back here to work on music and stuff, and they understand it. It's such a blessing, man. And my parents, they're understanding also because they had musical backgrounds as well.
Oh, did
Uh,
they?
my dad, my mom and my dad actually, uh, when they were dating, they had this old Christian grunge band in the '90s. I think it was called Driven, and it was just a local band. I think they only have CDs out. My dad might have a CD. I wish he'd give me one because I don't think I've ever heard them. I just heard stories about them. I want to know if they're actually good or not. I'm assuming they are because like my mom's a great singer. My dad's okay,
Oh,
but
dang.
no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I know he's gonna watch this.
He sings extra
But yeah,
loud in
that's another
church, huh?
reason. Yeah, they're cool. They're gonna watch it. They're supportive. But yeah, I know they had that band back in the day. My mom is like a huge Sandy Patty fan, if you know Sandy Patty, and she sings a lot like her. Uh, she's better than Sandy Patty, my mom.
Ooh.
But she she's I'm trying to remember the name. I think his name is Larnell Harris. She sang with Larnell Harris, who's an older gospel singer who's had some records back in the day.
Yeah, I've heard that name before, I think. Hmm.
She sung with Larnell. She's to this. I mean, I would be too. She's like that's one of her favorite things she's ever done. She talks about it. She's so proud of it. I'm like, that's awesome. Like that's so cool to brag about too. Like my mom sang with Larnell. Like y'all know Larnell. But Larnell's got some bangers, man. But super cool stuff. So yeah, my parents both kind of have musical backgrounds, and my mom would tell me she's like, you know, when we were having kids, I was like, I have two brothers and a sister. So my mom was like, yeah, we were having kids and like I just didn't know how like me and your dad's like musical background talents and whatnot would translate into y'all or like who it would go to or whatever. And she was like, I'm really the only one that kind of messes with music besides my older brother. But my older brother, he's more so in like the video game music realm. He makes BGM and stuff for other people.
Mm.
But he was like, I was wondering how it was going to translate to you because you had started drumming when you were 12, which is also a background of mine. I am a church drummer. at my church
Oh,
currently right
okay.
now. I'm a drummer. I don't know how I left that out earlier, but I am a drummer, so that definitely helps with the music, and my sense of rhythm. But my mom was like, I don't know how that was gonna manifest in you, but it's super cool to see how like it just manifested in a way that's like completely unexpected. She's like, before you explained it to me and showed me the stuff, I had no idea what like sampling was and all that, and like how hip hop worked and stuff. But like, she just thinks it's super cool. My dad also thinks it's super cool, and yeah, so that's my
Wow.
parents.
Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. What a blessing, bro. To have a supportive
Hmm.
family like that. To have a musically inclined family like that.
Yeah.
But you said you wanted to be an English teacher. How did you get on the English teacher route?
Well, I had a teacher when I was in fifth grade. This goes back to fifth grade. Uh, before I was interested in like music or anything. She was actually my cousin. You know, live in a small community, so I got cousins place. So like his teacher named Miss Ryland. Shout out to Miss Ryland in the fifth grade. She's like probably my fourth cousin or something like that. But she was like I don't know how, but she's my cousin. That's what my dad told me. But I just remember like I didn't really I mean, like, I made decent grades and stuff because like, I didn't wanna get whipped by my mom or whatever, but, that was, like, the motivation. So, but, like, 5th grade, it changed because I was, like, being positively, like, encouraged on the grades I was getting on my papers in 5th grade, and, like, Miss Ryland would leave, like, as far as I remember, like, pretty detailed notes for a 5th grader, like, telling me critiquing me in good ways, but I remember, like, really getting the hang of my writing chops in the 5th grade as much as a 5th grader can,
Wow.
and,
Yeah.
she was really encouraging me to kind of excel in that, and so from then on there, uh, I guess the love for, like, the English language just opened and, expanding my vocabulary, uh, you know, why can't I think of the word? Increasing, like, my writing skills and stuff, but, from then on there, I started reading a lot too. Man, my favorite series as a kid, don't laugh, it was the Warrior Cats. That's, like, really what got me into do you know what I'm saying? You know the Warrior
No, I
Cat
don't.
novels?
I don't think I'm enlightened to
Bro,
the Warrior Cats.
alright, you gotta do your homework after this, bro. The
I
Warrior Cats,
will.
those are some tough novels, man.
I'll take it from
But
Professor
anyway,
Robo.2K. Professor Robo.
those novels as a kid, they're action-packed, they're so dramatic. It's like a bunch of cats that live in, like, 4 different clans in the forest. Well, there's 5 actually, but that's a spoiler. But, it's a secret one. But they all fight over territory. It's like geopolitical almost. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I, uh I love those stories, man. And from then on there, that like, kind of fostered my love for reading and stuff too. And I started like reading a little bit more advanced fantasy than that. Like, you're went from there like Chronicles of Narnia to Lord of the Rings, like the classic. And then by high school, the dystopian stuff like Fahrenheit 451. It's a pretty crappy novel. 1984, pretty
Uh,
decent novel. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. I was expanding my palette from there, and yeah, that's it all kinda started from 5th grade and expanded from there. Just the more, I moved up in grades, like, from junior high to high school, the better I got at writing. And then by the time I was hitting college, college was, never really a question for me. I was just expected to go, and, I was cool with it as long as I didn't accrue any debt, which thank God I'm not in debt from college right now. That is
smart
such
man.
a blessing. So, had my, it's called TOPS in Louisiana. I had, like, my TOPS kind of paying for my college because I took this, standardized test called the ACT. I took it, like, 10 times just so I can make, like, the
Wow.
score that would, like, pay for
Yeah.
it. So, that was hell, but, I got through that. But, yeah, so I'm in college right now and, just, learning a bit more about my writing style, expanding on it. Fun
Heck
stuff,
yeah.
man, but
Heck yeah. I
that's how
absolutely
I got
love
there.
it. There's this constant theme that I keep hearing, whether it be your parents or the English teacher, Miss Ryland, that you just have a great support system of people pushing you forward.
I do. I'm so
And
blessed.
yeah, and we've talked about the family, we've talked about the teachers, but I want to know when you get that production credit on the song God Will, are your friends when they see you like, oh shoot, it's that boy Robo? Like, what's the conversation with the friends?
Quite the opposite, bro.
Is it
My
really?
I got listen, I got, like, my 3 best friends, I'll just call them out right now, and you're gonna love one of these guys' names. Shout out to Clay. And shout out to Cross. He has a cool name. And shout out to Danger. This guy's name is Danger.
Danger.
Real
Wow.
name is Danger. But shout out to those are my three best friends in college. I hang out with them almost every day. But man, they flamed me for this stuff. I mean, we all have different music tastes anyway.
No.
They're not into CHH or whatever. It's just hip hop in general. But most of them are in the country, and mostly in country. Danger's in the classical. But
Like classical country or classical music?
oh, he's in like in the classical, and then like the other two friends are in the country. So like they don't really know this world. I don't think they really understand sampling and stuff. But besides the point, no, they flame me for it just because we're friends and it's funny to make fun of your friends or whatever. They're like, "Oh, you're trash on beats. You finally getting somewhere."
Oh my. Those are
Yeah,
some good
but
friends, man.
they are, man. I'd rather that than like glazing. Like I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Just going too
yeah,
crazy.
we just joke around. Yeah, we're kind of I don't know. We're kind of jerks to each other, but that's just the way we are. Yeah, they're my best friends, man.
Heck yeah. Well, I want to know because you mentioned how you got introduced to 350, but and you kind of mentioned how Marty followed you. But what's the connection with Fern? How does Fern get introduced into the picture?
So Fern is he's a newer addition to the cast of my life, I guess. He's a newer addition. I think back in September, uh I finally like made an Untitled account. Untitled is like a file sharing system for music. I was using like Google Drive like a broke boy before, but I still am a broke boy. I was just paying for Untitled now. It's the only difference. But Untitled, it's this file sharing app, and Marty mainly uses that. And so I was like, hey, I got like a new folder on Untitled and stuff, and I passed it to him. That was probably back in like July actually. And then by September, he listened to a lot of my stuff and was like starting to record on it, and which was really cool. And from there, he was introducing me to other guys on his label, Apollo. So I was getting in touch with them, over phone and over text, and getting to know a few people. And from there, Marty was he's passing around some beats that he had saved from the folder. And one of those guys who heard my beats was Fern, naturally, because Marty and Fern, they're the social club misfits. So I assume like Fern's gonna hear him. So Fern hears him, and he gets my number, and he's like adamant. He's like, "We gotta do a project, man. We gotta lock in." And I'm sitting here like, I'm not gonna say no. Like, it's Fern. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'd heard his I'm such a big fan of his Shiesty EP that he had put out about like a year before. I think like Andrew Prim and like Eli Williams, I think they produced that whole thing. Shout out to them. But no, it's just like straight like sounds like some Griselda stuff, man. Like I love it. And it's like the type of thing like I would want to make, It's like, man, I wish I made that Shiesty EP, bro.
Yeah.
Like it sounds so good. But if Fern hits me up for that, I'm like, hey, this is the chance. Not that like I can make a Shiesty EP, but like we can lock in with my beats and stuff. And so yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. Over the course of about a month, it went by pretty quick. We make 6 songs together, and putting the final touches on like actually tonight to get the project ready. Uh,
Wow.
but yeah, that's how I met Fern. So that's how we kind of locked in together.
Interesting. And you said that he passed you along to everybody in that Apollo Records. Was there anybody else in that group that hit you up? Like, did Gavin hit you up? Did Dieris hit you up? Did Trey Gadd hit you up? Like, what? Who else hit you up amongst that Apollo conglomerate?
So the only other rapper to hit me up like personally, besides Marty and Fern that I can remember is Gavin the Hot Rod. I've been introduced to Gavin the Hot Rod, I think like 2 months ago probably. And he has well actually let me go back. This was when this was back in April actually. This was before all the Marty and Apollo stuff. 350 had texted me. He's like, "Hey, me and Mike Hill, we're working on a project with Gavin the Hot Rod right now, which is, out this don't sleep too long. I love that project." But anyway, they had I had like this crazy beat called like a Home Depot type beat, man. Like it sounded really weird, but it was like this slower paced boom bap beat, and it had a 350 sent it to me, and it had a Gavin the Hot Rod verse on it, and I was like, whoa, no way. It's not on the album, like it never came to fruition, I still have it. I can leak it to you. No, so,
Ooh.
but I have a lot of things that probably won't come out. That maybe one day I'll be like, let's do a leak set, guys. Like I'll live stream and like play them all for my sampler.
Yeah, you
but
play it for the children?
yeah. but anyway, that was the first thing I heard from Gavin. That wasn't like a personal him hitting me up though. But then probably in October, uh, Andrew Prim and Gavin both hit me up, and Gavin had used another one of my beats. I don't know if anything's going to come of that, but it sounded pretty cool. Hey Gavin, if you're watching this, tell me about that beat, man. Like, sounds awesome. He rapped on this beat I made called Stars. It's like just this nice, it's like an Earl sweatshirt type of loop, that I made, uh, to relate it to something. I hate saying type beat, but it's just to
Yeah, yeah,
relate
I
it to
know what you
something for
mean.
context. But yeah, super cool. So that was like the second time I heard him. And then about a week ago, uh, Marty kind of like formally introduces me. He's like, Gavin, this is Caleb. By the way, my name's Caleb. Like, you don't have to keep calling me
So it's
Robo if you
not
don't want
Rob.
to or anything. No, it's not Rob. Fern just said Rob to make it rhyme, which I was cool with. He says, me and Rob, like it's no prob. I was like, hey, it works. I'm not gonna correct it, but actually, but whatever. That's another thing my friends were making fun of me about. They're like, huh, you let a grown man give you a pet name? It's like it's not like
Oh
that,
my
guys.
god.
But anyway, uh, he's like, Gavin, this is Caleb. Caleb, this is Gavin. Get to know each other. And Gavin's like, dude, we got to work on a project together. So that was about a week ago. I got to lock in with him still about that, but he's the only other guy I talk with personally. But I will say here and now, I don't know if anything's going to come of them, but there are two tracks where the Derek Minor is rapping on them.
Oh my
I don't know what's going to
gosh.
happen with those.
I got you.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything.
It's all good.
Sorry, Marty, but whatever, it's fine. But
Dude, and
yeah,
and I just want to
that's where
remind
I'm
the
at right now.
audience, like this is the crazy part. Like this is all in this span of like a year and a half. Like it's
Yeah,
and it just comes out of nowhere.
it really does. It caught me so off guard,
Does that
but
just blow
it
your
also caught me at the
I feel
right
like that
time.
blows my mind. Does that blow your mind? That I feel like it has to, right?
At some points, it still doesn't really feel real, man. Like, I can't believe like I'm in contact with some of these people I've listened to for so long, or just have been a fan of. Uh, like, dude, I think Empire by Derek Minor, for context, like it came out when I was 11 years old, man. Like,
Wow.
I was like back in 2015 or whatever. Like, I was locked in at that point, and it's just crazy to see where things have gone now. But I'm also thankful that it came at this time where I feel like, well, obviously we're like, if you practice something a lot, like beat making, like you're going to be in your best form at the latest time possible, just because you're always doing it or whatever. But I'm glad they caught me back in like at the end of 2024, where in my opinion, like I really started like getting decent at beat making. Because any time before that, I don't think I could have handled the responsibility.
Mm. So, you talked about your musical progression of how you went from some hip hop to dubstep to getting back into hip hop. What about this boom bap style of hip hop really attracts you? Is it the sample aspect of it? Is it the classic feel of it? What is it?
I really think it is. Like, I'm not averse to trap or any other subgenre. I actually quite like, cloud rap and stuff like that, and ASAP Rocky, how he sounds and stuff. I like jerk beats and stuff. Like, I'm not some old man. He's like, "Rrr, only boom bap, only Griselda." But like, I guess what attracts me about it is it's like the art of sampling in its purest form, especially not even just like the '90s stuff, which I mean you could include, but maybe like the 2010s to 2020 stuff, like especially like the way The Alchemist specifically he does things where he takes like a piece of music, and him and Madlib to me are just like my biggest inspirations probably. Nujabes best for an aesthetic, but like in terms of production, like Madlib and Alchemist, the way they sometimes, like, they'll cut down a sample, it's, like, the finest ingredients, or they'll only use a sample or something. I just really, like respect and find intriguing the way that they can reinterpret a piece of music completely differently than how it was intended to be like upon its release, like back in the 70s or whenever the heck it came out. Like, because back then these bands and these producers and these people in the studio, like, they weren't thinking, "Oh, yeah, Madlib and The Alchemist and whoever are gonna sample me, so we better make this sound good," or whatever for that context. No, they were making it, for their own fan bases, for their own people, at that time, in that context. So, to be able to take something like that and reinterpret it in a way that's just like so creative and new and exciting, like I guess that's just the coolest part of it to me. And that's what really gravitated me towards that. And it also helped me discover new music as well, like going back and digging for samples and stuff. Like I started a record collection, man, because like I'm so into old music now as well. Like I'm so much into jazz and soul and R&B and stuff like that, man. Mostly because of I saw the way these people sampled, and I was like, I just really love the original music now too.
Yeah. What's your favorite produced project of all time? Actually, from like the hip hop side of things.
Hmm. I wanna go by decade if that's okay.
That's fine. That's perfect.
The 80s, I don't know if I have one. I'm not that much of a student yet of hip hop, to be honest, to have one for the 80s. But the 90s, I'd say it's like The Main Ingredient by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. If you go back and check that out, it sounds like I think it's like all produced on like this big old rectangular sampler called the SP 1200. Just sounds super gritty, super jazzy. There's a beat on it. I think it's the first song on the album. It's called In the House. And it's like the smoothest jazz loop like you'll ever hear in your life, man, with these dusty big old drums. Like Pete Rock was just a mastermind with what he was able to do with those samplers, man, and those records. Like that was before computers and DAWs and all that stuff. It just blows my mind. So that is like my favorite produced of there. The 2000s, hmm, it's probably Quasimodo the Unseen. I think it's from like the year 2000.
Oh yeah.
D-
Hmm.
Dude, Madlib is insane on that project. I love every single one of those crazy freaking beats. I think a lot of that was produced on the SP 1200 as well. It just has that like that swing and like that little bit of bit crushed grittiness. It sounds similar in like soundscape to The Main Ingredient, but that's probably my favorite of that. Uh man, the 2010s, I said it before, it's probably Pinata. Madlib again, takes the cake. Those beats are just so unique. I think he made all those on SP 303, if you know what that is, like just a little small rectangular sampler. It's famous for this like compressor. And it's famous like I think Madlib used it for so long too. I know he like uses an iPad or something now, which is
Yeah, I was
still
about to
cool,
say,
like
did you ever
still
hear about the
awesome.
story of how he produced Bandana off an iPad or something crazy
I
like that?
heard that, but like still to this day, if you dig deeper, nobody knows like what specific app he used for that. Like, this was
Uh-huh.
before, like, the Koala sampler app or any, like, fancy things. So, like, did he use iMPC? Like, that was kind of a crappy app back in, like, 2019, 2018. So, like, that's really impressive if he used that. So, like, I don't know. But, I also, like, know it's a little bit disprovable that he made all of it on an iPad because, I know for, the fake name song on Bandana, the beat switch on the second half, that was in an older, Raw Cakes mixtape or whatever that he had
Mm.
from back in the 2000s. So like he repurposed some stuff. So it's like it's not 100% made on an iPad. But I'm not about to sit here and be like, "Oh, he didn't do that," because he probably made a ton of those on the iPad still. But I know what he means. But anyway, Pinata, it's just it's like similar kind of in sound, like in the mixing is similar to like Mad Villainy a little bit, with just the way everything's compressed and the drums are super like almost like squishy and loud against the mix, like just everything's just super full and warm. Uh Man, yeah, that and, the 2020s, maybe a bit of the sleeper pick. It's an Alchemist produced album. It's a Continuum by Currency.
Mm.
I don't know if you've heard that one, but, Currency, he's a New Orleans rapper. I live in Louisiana, so, like, obviously, like, I just have an attachment to anybody who's like, "I'm from Louisiana, I make music." I'm like, "Hey, that's cool. I love Louisiana, I'm gonna, be a fan." But, it's it goes like, Just goes to show, like, it doesn't have the most wholesome lyrical content. Probably none of these albums I just listed do. Uh, but just in terms of production, and that album's so interesting because The Alchemist, I believe he's from LA, like the other LA, not Louisiana, Los Angeles. I believe he's from there. And, you know, he kind of has like his own very specific sound. Even though he just uses samples from all over the place, you can tell it's like an Alchemist beat. But the way he's able to pull certain samples and make them almost sound like they're just from like the foggy depths of New Orleans or whatever. Like you feel like you're under some New Orleans bridge or whatever, next to some guy smoking a cigar or something crazy like that. Like it really just feels like you're there. I'm like, wow, how did he pull these like very specific samples that make you feel like it's a foggy night in New Orleans? Like it just sounds amazing. I love like the world building of that. How he did that just purely through sample based music, and obviously like Currency's lyrics kind of lay that out to lay out the whole thing, but lay out the environment of where he's rapping. But man, like that was a perfect like backdrop for that. So I would say like as of late, like that album has influenced me a lot, just with the type of stuff that I pull from, you know, sample wise.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So you like the Currency Alchemist stuff. Did you like it when Currency, Gibbs, and Alchemist did that project in the 2010s?
Fetty, yeah, that was a cool project. I've only heard it probably about 2 times, to be honest, but it was a pretty awesome project. Like, it was well produced. I'm gonna be honest, like here now, like, dude, I have a hard time, even though like I love the beats. I listen to like the instrument. If there's an instrumental version of these albums, I listen to them because like, man, pray for that dude Freddie Gibbs because like he has a sex addiction. Like I can't listen to Alfredo too, and just like you just like sit there being like, yeah, man, like pretty disgusting.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, and that's what I like about Madlib too, and you probably can relate to this. Madlib releases a lot of these like as instrumental albums.
Yeah,
Um,
I appreciate that. And
mhm.
like it helps me from like a studying perspective too, like how not that I can like rip him off, but like I can listen to these and like hear kind of his techniques of where he drops the beat and where he has certain effects and how he does certain things. Yeah, I've definitely pulled a lot of inspiration from listening to like those pinata instrumentals a million times.
Have you even gone back and listened to some of like the Shades of Blue and stuff of that, where he pulled from like the Blue Note Records Jazz Camp and stuff?
That's like an all-timer, bro. I love that album. That's so interesting too. I wish they would have made like a sequel or something. Or I
Yeah,
wish they would
right.
have done it with more producers as well. Like Blue Note just would open their catalog again to another producer. That would have been really cool. Like, man, imagine like if Jay Dilla was still alive and they opened that up to him. How crazy
Man,
that would be.
bruh, that'd have been crazy. So, like
Would have been
you
sick.
mentioned Pinata, favorite of the 2010s. What's your favorite? Because that's one of my favorite produced projects of all time as well. And my favorite beat on there is Shame. But like, what's your favorite
Mm.
instrumental on there?
It's probably Rose. I'm getting chills talking about Rose right now, bro. Rose is like probably the best beat of all time. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
The
Like
strings on that
it's
are
it's
crazy.
yeah, the bow 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 with the drums. Like he cut it up. Like you could kind of hear like the clicks, which is like charming. It's not like a bad thing to hear the clicks, but like he cut up to where it's like almost just like another soul song in itself. It's so beautiful, man. Like grown man tears will come to your eyes listening to that instrumental, bro. Just thinking about your life, you're like, oh my goodness. It's awesome. That's my favorite beat. But yeah, I forgot what else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, Uno. I think it's the song right before it, Uno. Like that song just sounds like a hazy, foggy morning. Like it sounds super cool and moody. I love that one too.
Heck yeah. Well, we talked about like all these different producers, but I want to hone in on CHH for a second. Are there any
Yeah, yeah.
producers in the landscape of CHH that are some of your favorites, or who are some of your favorites in CHH right now for production?
Man, I can't make this list without mentioning DJ Official. If anybody knows anything about DJ Official, he was Reach Records like official DJ guy who go on tour with like 116 and stuff. And he was like a real deal DJ, but he would make his own beats too. And I want to put you on to something. I don't know if you know
Yeah, put
about
me
this,
on.
but he had a SoundCloud page, and he has well, he was going to have an album out before he passed away. It was called What Once Was, and he has like a 10-minute like preview mix of every song on the album. I think it was really, if it was going to be released, I really think it would be like a top 5 CHH project. Like
Wow.
man, it had, like, Andy Mineo on it, it had KB, like, it had a ton of other people too, also, like, outside of Reach as well, like, I believe, like, Swoop was on it maybe, but, like, super awesome, I wish that came out. So DJ, Official is one of my favorite CHH producers. Uh, man, I gotta mention 350. 350 is an incredible producer, man. He, uh, he snapped on, Don't Sleep Too Long. Dude, in our jeans, I love that one part and where before the beat
Yes.
switch was like, ah, I'm like, oh, like I love that. And man, I just love that project. Shout out to 350. And I believe he produced Narrow Paths as well on Somewhere Along the Way. Them big old thick drums. He's a great producer, man. Uh who else? Uh 1995, obviously,
Yeah,
like, the
gotta
Bodega
mention
series is
95.
tough, man. 95 has the loudest drums in just hip hop in general, not even just CHH. He's got some
Yes.
loud drums, but, like, they hit, man, like, just boom. Uh, Time Flies, I think of Time Flies, that's probably my favorite beat from him. Probably my favorite Bodega song is Time Flies, just the lyrical content is super powerful in that song. 350 has a great verse on it, I remember. Uh, but he uses, like, a pretty famous drum break. Uh it's like from a song called "You're Getting Too Smart" by the Detroit Emeralds, and just the way that he used that drum break, like, with an 808, which I've never heard before, he just had it, like, hitting, man, like, it's just ear candy. I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go back, listen to that song," like, just like, he's a great producer. Uh, I gotta mention some up and comers too that are along with me. Uh, there's some boys at Apollo. Uh, there's a guy
Marquezi?
called Hey Now Luke. Yeah, Marchese's one of them. Marchese, he had a crazy beat on the Apollo Sampler album that came out.
Yeah,
Even
back to
Fern, he's like,
basics or basics. Yeah.
yeah, back to the Marchese sounds like Count Basie. Like, it's tough, man. I love that beat. Marchese's great. Marchese, I don't know if you know, he makes his own samples.
Oh
He's
no, I
made
didn't know that.
some samples for me before, where we have a beat together. Uh, it's a Gavin the Hot Rod demo. I don't know if it's gonna come up it, but yeah, he makes his own samples. He's super talented. Uh, there's another guy, Hey Now Luke. He makes like just crazy. Well, he makes all kinds of stuff. He doesn't make just trap beats, but what I remember him for are his trap beats. He's the guy that started the beat. There's like a beat switch in it, but he's the guy that like made the foundation for All Star Cast. He like chopped the sample and
Oh
stuff.
shoot.
I believe he has a video of it on his page on Instagram. Super cool. He's like he just found these like very two obscure little chops like like, I don't know how his brain works to, like, hear that, but, like, he locked in on that. He's great. And, there's another guy, Gustavo, Gustavo Sanchez. He's awesome. He also has some great instrumentals, and, I believe we'll be hearing more of him as well in the future this year. And, yeah, that's pretty much those are my favorite guys in CHH
Yeah.
production-wise, I think.
And there's like so many out there. So like inevitably you're gonna leave people off the list. But there's just so many good people in the space. But I want to, speaking of these good people in the space, you've worked with Gavin, you've worked with Marty, you've worked with Fern, worked with a bunch of people. Who is somebody that you haven't worked with that you want to work with at some point?
Let me think. One of them is Abel. Abel is a crazy
Mm.
lyricist who I feel like would work well over my sound, he's rapped over like similar stuff to like the type of stuff that I make before. Uh, I just think it would be great to lock in with him. Uh, I want to lock in with more Louisiana guys. Um, I was about to say like I don't know if Aha Gazelle would like work over my sound, but he was on a Bodega song, so who knows? But him and D1 would be a cool guy to maybe lock in with. He's in New Orleans, and also a guy who's not necessarily in CHH. Larizi, he's a newer rapper from New Orleans. I live about like 3 hours away from the place. So I just mentioned New Orleans a lot, but he's a great rapper too. I believe he's like a year younger than me too. I'm 21. I think he's like 20. So yeah, man, I would love to lock in with those guys. Uh, Let me think. I'd love to lock in with Mike V a little bit more. Like he just has
Mm.
he Sway was right. He is the voice of the genre. Uh, I would love for him to stream on some of my beats and be like, "Hey man," like, "You know how we do it, God always." Like, I don't want that on my beat, man.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that's off the top of my head right now. Yeah,
Got you. Well, we've been talking for a while, and so I just want to give you like the floor here for a second, and I want to give you the opportunity to plug whatever you got coming up because I know you got some stuff coming up. Yeah, man, the floor is yours. What do you got going on?
awesome. So, me and Fern, right now the release date is February 6th. It might be delayed a little bit because we're still making final edits and stuff. Maybe we jumped the gun with announcing the release date. But me and Fern, regardless, in February, we are coming out with a project called The Proper Tape. And that was all based on he's like, hey, let's just call it The Proper Tape. Me and Rob like Snow Prob drop a proper tape. So that's what it's called. Super excited for it. I believe it has some of my best beats on it. Uh, Fern is just going crazy. He all most of what he wrote on the project is kind of just one take off the top of his head, but that doesn't take away from the quality of it. You just get like just pure honest verses from Fern, classic Fern verses, man. So that's coming up in February. Me and Fern have that project. Super excited for it. Also, Marty has an album called Cult Classic that he announced. I don't know when it's coming out. I think I think he just announced when the single for it's coming out today, the lead single. I forgot. Excuse me. I forgot when that was. But I know for right now I have 2 confirmed production credits on that album. So that will be coming up pretty soon. And one of those production credits is a Social Club song. So you got Marty
Mm.
and Fern back together again. I'm super excited for everybody to hear that because man, uh they're kind of both doing their own things right now, but anytime we can get Social Club back together, man, that's that's such a blessing. Which side tangent. Have you heard "Make Better Choices" by Social Club? That's like one of my favorite songs of the decade off Bodega, man. Anyway, so that's just the point. Like anytime we can get Social Club back together, I'm so excited to hear it. And I was like freaking out. That's over one of my beats, man. So we're gonna get to hear that on Cult Classic. So look forward to that. And I think the last thing that like I can announce officially that I know for sure, I don't know when it's coming out. I presume it'd be like in the summertime, probably like June or July or something. But who knows? Oh wait, before I get ahead of myself, 350, he has another album. He's announced it himself, so I can say he has an album with 95 coming out. I have one production credit on it as a co-production with 95. It is a loop that I found and kind of chopped up and edited and stuff and pitched. And 95 put his drums on it. Is is pretty awesome. Not to brag. I don't want to sound like braggadocious or whatever, but I just love the song how it turned out. And it's like a crazy crossover because it's me and 95 on the beat and it's 350 and a very special feature. I don't want to spoil it. It's a very special feature on it as well. A very good verse. 2 very good
Mm.
verses. So
Oh wow.
that's coming pretty soon. Whenever 350 starts to roll out, we'll know when it comes because I don't even know when it's coming out. But 350, 95, they have that project. And then with 350, me and him, we have our own project coming up.
Oh my
And that
gosh,
will
that's crazy.
that that's uh that's actually the first thing I ever started working on. So it's been in the works for a long time, just slowly trickling in new ideas, new beats, new projects and stuff. But it's probably been in the works like officially since like July. But it's going to be it's going to be great, man. Like I believe it has like still to this day, it has the best beat that I ever made on it. I called it Endurance. I believe he named the song Greatest Me, but it's uh it's a verse that he had recorded for the 95 album he's about to come out with, but it didn't really fit the album. So he repurposed it and re-recorded over this beat that I made. And that's going to be on there. I'm super excited for people to hear that because I believe like that beat is like almost my devil in a new dress. I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
I could never recreate that. I've tried to. It makes me sad, but but anyway, 350. He probably watches and be like, "You got better beats, man." But but that's usually how it works too. With beats and art and stuff. Like you think something you make is like whatever, and people are like, dude, this is awesome. Like that's how it felt about
Yeah.
the God Will beat, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, me and 350, we have that project coming up. It doesn't have a name yet, but we have that project coming up. Probably, if I had to guess, around July, but it doesn't have an official release date. So I am super excited for that one.
Heck
But
yeah.
that's it, pretty much officially. Yeah.
Man, Caleb, you've been a pleasure to talk to, sir. I've loved getting to know you even just through this conversation. Um, let us know down in the comment section below who you'd like for me to talk to next. This has been the Conversation Corner with Robo2K, and we'll see you on the next one.